So, here it comes, coming at you, so pick it up, yo. You better catch it, the bad boys are back on the block. Tip for the top, we can't be stopped. Someone will put a timestamp in the comments so you can skip this bit. Sorry about this bit. We're new and improved and got the grand groove. Pump it up and raise the roof. It swings like the mighty Thor. You need to call out the Fantastic Four. So pick it up, pump it up. The bad boys are back because we're blowing up the place. Yo, you better catch it. Still slamming the punks because I'm coming at you. We're new and improved. Pump it up, just jump. None of this rhymes. The WWE spells danger. It's 22 and time for WrestleMania. Whoa. WrestleMania, yes, this is our life. Bump it up. Whoa, WrestleMania, fighting to survive. Just like that. It's time for another WrestleMania. And you know what? All right. It's not the worst built WrestleMania ever. That would be WrestleMania 31. And it's not the best one either, of course, but it's fine. You know, WrestleMania 17 wasn't actually that well built either. The Deborah stuff. You know the Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit match? That's a classic WrestleMania match. They added that match on the Go Home Raw before WrestleMania 17. Wrestling's always been great. A lot of the matches on the WrestleMania 38 card are bit random, bit celebrity. Miz and Logan Paul suddenly becoming best friends. Kevin Owens suddenly developing an immediate hatred for Steve Austin that's never been mentioned before and from Monday onwards will never be mentioned again. McAfee theories, weird. The women's tag match looks, doesn't it? But hey, a few of the big matches have been cooking for a while. Belair Lynch, Rousey Flair, Knoxville Zane. It has. Lesnar versus Reigns in a custody of Paul Heyman ladder match. It's fine. It feels enough like WrestleMania, sure. And should be a ass easier to watch spread over 2 nights. So fine, WrestleMania, pump it up. But what should actually happen on Mania nights 1 and 2? Who should be left standing? And who's left holding the Heyman? I am Adam, hailing from partsFUNknown. And let me have a go. Right, synchronize your watches. I am recording this on Friday the 25th of March. So if WWE go mental in the final week before Mania and suddenly Bad Bunny's in the winner-take-all match, which is possible, don't come crying to me. I'm going to cover all the announced matches, 1 or 2 unannounced ones that I think would be nice, and I'm going to do it all without splitting the video into 2 halves this time, because just one is fine. One is fine. It's the most stupendous 2-night, 1-video fantasy booking of all time, and we are starting now. We have no time. We are starting now. Go. Night 1 on the pre-show. We do not have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal because legitimately, I don't think there's enough people on Raw and SmackDown to fill it anymore. That's not a joke. I counted. It's fine. The armbar has never lastingly improved a single wrestler's career, so it. It's dead, which means now WWE have to book an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Memorial Battle Royal. And that will just be Omos and the Hurt Business, and he humiliates the poor lads, and he does the arm thing. It all. WrestleMania Night 1 properly begins with Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Like their SummerSlam bout, the match begins with a handshake, but no, Becky tries to turn it into a cheap shot, but Bianca catches her arm, shakes her head, hoists Becky up over her head, and just benches her out of the ring, then sits in the middle of the ring. I am fucking ready for you, Becky Lynch. Back and forth, Bianca hits the KOD but can't put Becky away. The referee goes down. Bianca considers using a chair to batter Becky, claim that killer instinct that Lynch says she doesn't have, but decides against it. Then Becky grabs the chair, tries to use it on Bianca, but Bianca drops her, wraps her hair around Becky's face in an STF and just wrenches it until Becky taps out. Bianca Belair is the new Raw Women's Champion. Next up, Ricochet's your Intercontinental Champion, is he? Neato, let's have a fucking ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship then, please. Combining another feud that would otherwise maybe be on the card? I don't know. Anyway, point is, Ricochet versus Kofi Kingston versus Xavier Woods versus Sheamus versus Rich Holland versus Pete Dunne. I do not have time for the butch. Just take my Walter Gunther rant and just copy and paste it. move on, I'm worn down. Much of the match is going to be the peak 3 blinders versus the new Shay, but of course heels are selfish, cost themselves the match, allowing Xavier Woods to win the belt, the final member of the New Day to win a singles title, a title win he dedicates to Big E. Get well soon, Big E. Everyone loves you. Fucking everyone. Cool down match time. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Corbin walks to the ring, steps to the mic, opens his jovial Bob Stein's 101 terrific Texas one-liners joke book, and rattles off a tight 5 as Madcap Moss prolapses behind him. They say things are bigger in Texas, and that's certainly true of the people in the front row. Madcap Moss is laughing so much his nose starts to bleed. They call Texas the Lone Star State, but the only lonely superstar I know is Drew McIntyre. Madcap Moss's nose just gushing blood. Anyway, point is, match starts. Drew hits a Claymore, pins Corbin in 6 seconds, then we're done. We are fucking done with this. We're fucking done with this. Seth Rollins is watching the show backstage because that match was so short. He is begging, pleading Vince McMahon for a spot on the card. Vince refuses, but Kevin Owens sidles up to him, promises Seth, don't worry, I have put together a surprise and it features you. A surprise worthy of the two of us, Seth, because you and me in WWE, we are the elite. Turn to the camera. Next up, The Miz Tube versus Stepney and Son. Dooby-doo. Miz and Logan Paul use the power of being terribly insecure, number-fixated, sad internet boys to get the advantage over Ray and his gigantic son. Absolutely, Logan Paul should be wearing his boxer cosplay, doing his Shane O'Mac fancy footwork and mugging to the crowd, hitting moves such as the subscriber driver, the copyright strikes, and his finisher, the incredibly ill-advised trip to the Japanese suicide forest. At one point, Jake Paul runs down. Why the fuck not? Straight into a drop toe hold, so both brothers are leaning on the ropes. Mysterio and Son hit a double 619 to both Pauls, but then a miscommunication between Ray and Dom leads to Logan Paul hitting Ray with a skull-crushing finale, and The Miz hitting Dom with a finale on top of his dad. Logan Paul pins Rey Mysterio to huge boos. After the match, Ray slaps Dominic, tells him to shape up. This begins a long-running angle of Ray versus Dom matches where he realizes the only way to teach his son to become great is to show him in the ring. Tony the Milkman and Kid Flip style, cowabunga. Next up, Edge versus AJ Styles, and Edge absolutely should not win this match. Yes, I know he's undergone a gimmick change where he's now a manager at a high-end Scandinavian sex club that also serves as a front for the Hitmen, but AJ Styles hasn't won a pay-per-view match since fucking July. The Money in the Bank. Ref goes down, Edge goes for the concerto, Styles rolls through, wraps the chair around Edge's leg for a calf crusher. That's a nice spot. Absolutely everyone wants to see the spot of AJ going for the forearm and Edge spearing him out of midair, but Styles is going to kick out of that 2.5, please. Edge can't believe that AJ is kicked out. He just sits on a steel chair in the ring, positively flabbergasted, gets up, goes out of the ring to grab a second chair for the concerto. Styles runs, jumps off the open chair, onto the top rope, hits Edge with a forearm on the outside, rolls Edge back in, hits one more phenomenal forearm, pins Edge, 1, 2, 3 for Dobadle. Nakamura and Rick Boogs beat the Usos for their tag belts just to throw a bit of drama into the House of Reigns before night 2, and also because fuck yeah, Rick Boogs. Look, what's all that shit? Bloody hell. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair now. Just give him 15 minutes and let him go for it. Now, we've already seen half of this match at Survivor Series 2018 and that fucking slap. And as much as both performers suffer from a terminal case of not being a convincing human being-itis, both women are amazing in the ring, especially in big match environments. This should go on last. This should be the main event. I understand why it isn't, because you want an undiluted pop. And you might not get that when Ronda wins, ideally with an actual armbar and not one where she's making her opponent's arm bend like this, like arms bend. Why does her armbar do that? That's how an arm bends. I'm a jerk. I'm really looking forward to this match. Finally, Kevin Owens hosts the KO show with Stone Cold Steve Austin. In the ring, behind Kevin Owens, is a table covered in cloth. So it starts off as a normal KO show. Owens makes fun of Texas a bit. Austin calls him a mealy-mouthed son. I can't do an Austin impression. A mealy-mouthed son of a bitch. That's Hank Hill. Kevin Owens challenges Steve Austin to a retirement match right here in Texas. Austin says, no, I'm retired, and unlike you mealy-mouthed son of a bitch. My word actually means something. Well, Kevin Owens says, well, you know what, Steve? You may not have a choice because I brought this from home. Whips off the cloth. There is a ring bell that Kevin Owens has bought out of his own pocket. Then he points to the back and jogging down to the ring, looking really sad about it, wearing a ref shirt, is Seth Rollins. He's Ref Rollins. That's a bit of fun. Anyway, while Austin is distracted by Seth, KO attacks him from behind. While Austin is down, Kevin Owens rings the bell, 1, 2, 3, then lays in with corner stomp, shouting, what, every single time. However, Austin fights back, hits Seth with a stunner, hits KO with a stunner, then pins KO, and then takes Seth's unconscious hand and goes 1, 2, 3 with it. And yeah, Steve Austin wins in Texas. So yeah, he can have a match because some people want him to have a match, but also he doesn't have to break his retirement so pedants like me can, sleep easy at night. Best of both worlds. Maybe. Then everyone just like, yeah, it's Austin. Texas. Bang, 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 bang. Night 2 in the pre-show with about 20 minutes left to go of the pre-show. Seth Rollins comes down to the ring and says he is refusing to leave until he gets a match. Yeah, last night didn't count. It didn't count. It was not officially sanctioned. Security rushed down to the ring, but Seth beats him up. He hits several stomps. He brandishes a chair. He's like, off! Fuck off, I want a match! He sets up the chair in the ring. Anytime the security guard tries to get in, he stomps them. Mania Night 2 begins properly. The video package ends and Seth is still in the ring. I have been here for 20 minutes and I will be here for 3 hours until someone gives me a match that I deserve. Lights go out, dry ice. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Adrenaline in my soul. Cody Rhodes debuts in WWE wearing that kind of Full Metal Alchemist meets Judge Dredd meets Carnival outfit he likes. Good match. Cody versus Seth. Cody wins. Doesn't cut a promo. Save something for Monday Night Raw. Shayna Baszler and Natalya versus Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley versus Naomi and Sasha Banks versus Carmella and Queen Zelina Vega. I mean, who the f cares? No, I hate feeling like that, but I do. There is an outrageous array of talent in this match. Ripley, Banks, Baszler, Morgan especially, but the women's tag belts are fucking albatrosses around the neck of anyone who carries them, guaranteeing you a one-way ticket to Bad Bookingsville, USA. Sasha and Naomi? Why not? I mean, I guess a Banks-Naomi breakup feud would be great, so go for it. Why not? About time Sasha won at WrestleMania, eh? Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. This match is weird, but I actually think it'll be really good. Theory isn't quite the ring general that Adam Cole is, but he's very good in the ring, and McAfee can go, even if it's mostly just that Shelton-esque vertical leap to the top rope he likes to do. The two men come face to face in the ring when the ring announcer continues to speak, introducing your special guest referee for this match, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I demand two things from this match. Vince in the ref shirt, I demand that. And also, because nostalgia is a drug even I'm not immune to, I just want to see Vince shaking hands with an Austin in Texas. Look, shut up. So this is going to be a fun match, but at the end of it, Vince kicks Austin Theory in the buttocks. Pat McAfee pins him, wins, and this is all part of a new storyline, well, kind of an existing storyline of Vince's tough love. Starts a long-running storyline of Vince putting Theory in increasingly unfair situations to prove himself, slowly turning Austin Theory face, because with his moveset, I think he's a fairly natural face. The Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus RK Bro. This match should be fun, and Chad Gable's getting a championship match at WrestleMania. Fuck yeah! Not much more to say about it other than a fun idea for a closing spot. So basically the heel teams is the Street Profits heel. They kind of are a bit. Anyway, the two heel teams kind of get in each other's way constantly, meaning they can never put away the baby faces. Angelo Dawkins spears Chad Gable out of the ring. Otis and Montez Ford pick up both members of RK Bro, dump them in the ring, climb opposing turnbuckles, and go for opposing splashes. Of course, Orton and Riddle nip up, hit both their opponents with midair, RKOs, double pin, 1, 2, 3. I'm just not interested in having RK Bro lose the titles or break up just yet. SummerSlam maybe, but not here. Like, they're an actual really, like, put them at the top of the tag division, just keep them there for a bit. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn, anything goes, and obviously anything goes means one thing, Jackass shit. I mean, look, Sami Zayn is very clearly having fun with all of this, but I'm really not sure I can bring myself to say out loud, Johnny Knoxville pins Sami Zayn. Those words burn my lips. I would like to see Sami Zayn get humiliated with some pranks, sure, maybe. Would it be fun to see the Jackass crew put a firework up the bum of one of the greatest NXT stars of all time? I don't know. I don't feel things anymore. Let Sami slip and slide and fall in the vomit, cross eyes, go, whoa, what a palaver, but just let him haluva kick Johnny Knoxville's head off and win at the end. Please. Please? Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I don't know. This one feels like it's going to be the DQ of WrestleMania, doesn't it? Because Balor's just won the belt and Damian Priest just turned heel. They're absolutely going to do a DQ. They shouldn't do, though. They should just have Balor win by a roll-up and then Priest do something memorably horrible to him. Like after the match, like breaking his hand with a hammer. Why not? There's something to carry the feud over into next month. And finally, your main event of WrestleMania 38, Night 2, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar versus Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Winner takes Paul. And look, when I say this, I am only 40% joking. I want to see him hit the shooting star. Like, keep Roman close to the turnbuckle. Lads, I think he could do it. So what makes this match different is the Paul Heyman element. Who will he choose? He should choose Roman, because otherwise that's Big Show levels of heel turn on top of heel turn. That would be very silly, no thank you. But tease it. Throughout the match, why not have both men down? Paul standing in the ring holding the Universal title. He then gives it to Brock. Then he thinks better of it, grabs the WWE title and gives it to Roman as well. Couple of times do something like that, like he doesn't know which side he's going to pick. He looks like he's about to, but he doesn't pick a side. However, after the F5 and then he climbs up and he does the shooting star, Heyman finally picks Roman Reigns. He rushes into the ring and breaks up the pin. For the first time since Brock's return to WWE in 2012, he hits an F5 on Paul Heyman, but that costs him everything. Reigns hits Brock with the title. He hits him with 3 spears and then pins him 1, 2, 3 with his foot simply planted on Brock Lesnar's chest. 1, 2, 3 as Roman Reigns holds up that one pose. Because this is a series wrap on Brock Lesnar. After the match, after Roman walks away with both titles, because don't have Brock end Roman's reign. Don't have that happen. Roman walks off with both titles and Brock just stands there and announces he is officially retiring from wrestling. Because to be fair, he unofficially retired at the end of WrestleMania 36. He just didn't publicly say it, and then they paid him. So he came back. But now, after this last run, where we've actually got to see a proper human side of Brock Lesnar, that's the end. He hits the shooting star. He finally does away with Paul Heyman, but he comes up short. And bloody hell, what a rub for Roman Reigns. Who can unseat Roman? That's probably a story for WrestleMania 39. And that's my WrestleMania 38. Did you hate it? If you did, don't tell me. I'm not interested in that. If you loved it, let me know. That would be great. Also, subscribe to partsFUNknown. Make sure you check out Wrestle Talk podcast. Of course, we've been doing a lot of coverage of WrestleMania this weekend. Make sure you check out Wrestle Talk. Check out No Rolls Barred as well. Sully's going to be doing a lot of WrestleMania coverage, so subscribe to No Rolls Barred as well. My board game channel is really great. You subscribe to it, please. That would be nice. That's a WrestleMania weekend treat for me. How about that? Anyway, goodbye. Goodbye. You're welcome that it's one video. Goodbye. Whoa, whoa, WrestleMania. Oh, and jam that jam. You know that thing.